Hey everyone, I'm Keegs, and before we get into the Sinestro Corp Wars, I wanted to put out a little bonus episode that talks about the history of a few members from the Sinestro Corps who are going to be bigger players later on. These stories are being explained to Almansur in the Archive Tower on the planet Querd. Lissa Drak of Talok 4 is the keeper of the Book of Parallax, and she's welcomed Almansur and awaited him in order to begin his reconditioning. But on the way to the Fear Lodge chamber, she decides to tell him stories of other members that had passed the trials in order to get him to think about the manner in which he should use to instill fear within his sector. For the first venture, we go to Green Lantern Rimas, who was on his way home to visit his wife and son after a 10-month patrol. When he entered the atmosphere, however, he was not able to contact his wife, and against his best efforts, he began to fear the worst. When he landed, his worst fears were made real. Everyone lay dead, including his own family, at what was supposed to be a welcoming party for him. While investigating, he found a yellow power battery, and figured whoever it belonged to would need to recharge eventually, so he took it while he went searching for survivors. Alas though, he would not find any. And while endlessly searching, he began to grow sick. As the days turned to weeks, his sickness grew, coughing more and becoming more and more fatigued. And as he took his final breath, he was finally able to see the monster of his destruction. Despotellis, a sentient biovirus. By the time Despotellis returned to Querd, 85% of inhabited planets within Sector 119 were infected. Then, in Space Sector 2815 of Graxos 3, we meet a young girl by the name of Karu-Sil, whose parents were murdered, and after days of hiding, her hunger forced her into the jungle to hunt. She was successful, and a group of wild predators took her in as one of their own, and in turn, she tried to fit in more by sharpening her own teeth just like them. She hunted with them for years, until one day they stumbled upon something that they had never encountered before, a boy. Just as the boy walked up to her though, she surprised him and took his life as she would any other meal. Her pack went to feast on the boy when they were killed by a Green Lantern who was trying to save the people. When he realized she was crazy though, he took her to Graxos 4 to be institutionalized, where she remained until the Yellow Ring sought her out and allowed her to once again hunt with her pack. The final tale is that of Bedovian. For centuries, he lay dormant when a couple of aliens who were attempting to mine the system landed on an asteroid near him. But Bedovian did not move. 3 months later, the aliens were rich from the ore, and 6 months later, they had employed many other aliens to work for them. The worker had made a goal to ensure that his workers were better off than any other major corporation, and for that, his employees loved him, and he became a symbol of the people, the working class giving the miners hope. This is when Bedovian would make his move, because trapping the alien in his shell, a man with so much to lose, made it so much more sweet to Bedovian. Not only that, but he was able to feed off the misery that was the entire rest of the working class losing that one shred of hope that they had recently gained. And here he would savor the moment for another decade as he kept the man alive inside his shell as he slowly killed him. The shells of Bedovian are now used for all Sinestro Corps members to enter, face their fears, and become consumed by them. That's going to wrap up these 3 short stories though, so next up is the Sinestro Corp Wars, so stay tuned for that because it is an amazing arc. I'm Keegs and I will catch you all next time for some more Green Lantern content.